Right?
So,
Right. So as I was saying, Yahushua had to pay for the sins he'd done in his lifetimes past as King Solomon, and just as we all do, we all have to pay for the things we've done. You know? Because reincarnation is biblical, is what I was saying. So back to the point, so Lot's wife became a pillar of salt. And where was that? Yeah, that's it. And but behold, his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before Yahweh, and he looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah, and towards the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when the Most High destroyed the cities of the plain, that the Most High remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. So that's a metaphor for us right now, because we are the seed of Abraham. We're considered the righteous if we're of the elect. And we're going to be delivered from the destruction to come, just as America is known spiritually as Sodom and Egypt. Because America is the one that's gone around the world propagating this LGBTQ rights and trans rights and all this kind of other fuckeries and madness, right? It's got to the point where this kingdom is divided amongst itself. Like, there's a lot of people who say they're down with that stuff, but there's a lot of people who ain't down with that stuff. So therefore, how can a kingdom that's divided against itself stand? I mean, you could just look at that aspect, right? You could just look at that aspect. Let's say you wanted to disregard all of the other prophecies, all the other scriptures, and you were just looking at this fact alone. You got the Olympic Games taking place right now, right? And you've got these big debates going on about, well, should trans athletes be able to compete in women's sports, right? There's this whole big debate about that. There's no fucking debate, man. A man is biologically a man, and a woman is biologically a woman. No matter how many hormones you take, no matter how many surgeries you have, you can't change these immutable facts of the law of nature. Right?
yeah.
You can't change the law of nature, because that's the law of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. And the law says a man shall not put on that which pertaineth to a woman, and a woman shall not put on that which pertaineth to a man. All that do so are an abomination, right? So basically what you've got is you've got mass confusion. And that is why Babylon, the great America, is the land of mass confusion. See, just looking at that aspect alone, you can see that America is Babylon in the scriptures. If you use your head, if you're able to deduce, to break down the scriptures and not surmise the scriptures. Because I said before, what a lot of people do is they surmise things where they don't really understand it, but they just make guesstimates. Guesstimates aren't enough, man. We're dealing with truth. When you're dealing with truth, that's when you're dealing with this book. And when you start dealing with the book, that's when you can start dealing with the prophecies. If you ain't dealing with this book in truth, you're just going off, man. And you're only liable to end up cutting yourself with the book. Go ahead.
Psalms 27:2 says, When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, come upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumble and fall. This is King David 5. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me. In his pavilion, in the sacred of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He will set me upon a rock. King David himself was a man of the Most High's heart, Dawad, and he had many enemies as well. He was a fugitive from his son. I was going to say, yes, his son Absalom, and also King Saul that went off.
Yep.
But so he had to put his trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, man, through that. And when they come up against us, which is all prophecy, the men of the Allah, the chosen, the elect, for who of us are of that number, we're going to do the same. We're going to hide us. And that word pavilion is like a safety place of refuge, like a circular place. You might say it's got that circular thing shaped like chariots. And we all want to be delivered, man. We see the chariots going over our head, and Yara Tazari, they know where we are, our spot, they know where our base is, our spot. So if it kicks off quickly, I want to be ready. I want to be, Oh yeah, you said that some people when Yahushua comes back, I think a brother, one of the elders, I think he is the elder of the central camp. He said he had a vision, a dream, that he was
Elder Omar.
Yeah, elder. Ramah, and he said that he was told to leave. Everybody was told to leave, and he said many people didn't just leave straight away. They weren't ready. The boy said, man, I said, I'm saying it now, but you know, I feel like I'm ready now, man, and I'll be willing to let go anything that I'm saying in the spirit, and I'll be able to carry that through if that time was to come.
I'm glad you brought that point up actually, because that touches on what I just said about Lot's wife. She wasn't ready to leave Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why she looked back. So this is the thing, her heart was still in that place. If she had the mindset focused on, like, if she was kingdom minded, looking ahead, she would have. This is the thing, as I said before, there's nothing in the Bible that is superfluous. Everything is there for a reason, right? So rather than keeping focus on the salvation, she looked back to the destruction. Therefore, she got caught up in the destruction. Now, like you mentioned about the elder Ramah's dream, he was saying that the angel's like, okay, you've got to leave now, and he was ready to go. But there are other people who are like, oh well, I've got to do this, and I've got to say goodbye to my mum, and I've got to do that.
Yeah.
Nah, man. The angel says get up and leave. Your ass is gone. It's just like when the chariot comes, right? We don't know how it's going to happen, but Lord willing, we're beamed up onto it. If there's a choice where do you want to get on the chariot or not, it won't be a choice. But let's say it was, and you're saying, well, no, maybe I've got to do this and do that. Do you think the chariot's got to do a double take to come back and pick your ass up? It's not like you're waiting for a bus and I missed this one. Another one's got to come along in 10 minutes. No. What did Yahushua say about flee? I know he's talking about 70 AD in this precept, but it kind of applies here. You know, when the time comes to be ready to flee, don't go back to the house to collect your belongings, this, that and the other, you know. That's the kind of mindset you've got to be in. It's in Matthew 24, that one, but that's really talking about 70 AD, that prophecy, but it kind of applies to these times as well, because you've got to be ready to give up everything in a heartbeat. What about that guy who wanted to follow Yahushua, and Yahushua said, come follow me, and he's like, oh, but I've got to follow, got to go bury my father, and he's like, let the dead bury their dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had a precept, because we were talking about the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Let me just quickly jump into this one back, to link it back to where I was initially. I was reading in Revelation 11 a while back. Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So I've established what Sodom and Gomorrah was, and I've established why America is known as Sodom. But why is America known as Sodom and Egypt? Well, because Egypt means house of bondage. Now, we was in bondage in the land of Egypt back in the time of Moses, during the Exodus, but now we're in captivity in a new bondage pertaining to Deuteronomy 28 and 68, which I'll just get quickly. Deuteronomy 28 verse 68 states, and Yahweh shall bring thee again into Egypt, again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So that prophecy was fulfilled during the transatlantic slave trade, because we were taken from the interiors of Africa into the Americas and sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Hence why America is spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt, because that was the house of bondage from which Yahushua is going to come and deliver us from. Lord willing, we be of the elect, because guess what? Yahushua is not coming as a man this time. He's coming as a great power, and he's going to be able to free us from our enemies. Go ahead.
Matthew 24 and 30 says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Beautiful.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together the elect from the four winds, from one end of the earth to the other.
Beautiful precept, right on point as well. You want to say something?
Yeah, there's I like sometimes you see brothers, they put up these visual images.
The Manatazak Banyamyan, I think it is.
Yeah, I think there's more than one anyway. So I'm into them little things, and there's one where you actually see the they're getting beamed up. You actually see them getting beamed up, and you can see the bodies going up, and
Yeah.
it gives you it gives you a little visual of how it may happen. I've had certain little dreams, little dreams of giving you an idea.
Yeah.
So that's when he comes. We're gonna be ready. He's
Yeah.
elect. He's talking about the elect. The elect are elect already yesterday, man.
Yep.
But
That's right.
it's all the prophecies have to be fulfilled. And when Yahushua, he said that in. Let me find it if I may. Yeah, this is in John.
While you're looking for that, I'll just bring out a
Yeah.
precept, I'm touching on that point. This is Revelation 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Now those clouds represent the chariots. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and also they which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. Go ahead.
Yeah, John 16 and 33 says, these things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world, you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world.
That's right.
Right, so there's some words of encouragement there from Yahushua, which he overcome for us.
That's right.
Even as you said earlier, it's already been done, but we're just waiting for the final. It's been done already in the spirit, but it's just got to be prophecy. Just got to be played out now.
Yeah, that's a great point, because this is the thing. We know the victory is ours. Yahushua already conquered. The conquering Lion of Judah has prevailed and is able to open the seals, of the book. That's why we don't have to doubt, we don't have to worry, we don't have to fear. Just put our trust in Yahushua, because he can't lose to Esau. It's not like Esau's going to pull out some super secret weapon and then be able to blast all the chariots out of the sky and destroy Yahushua comes back. No, it ain't going to go down like that, man. Esau's already finished. And that's why he's getting desperate now, trying to make his hasty moves, trying to come against the people, forcing them, like saying, if you don't come and get the juk and jab, we're going to come to you, we're going to round you up, we're going to put you in a car, we're going to take you somewhere, and we're going to... Fuck you, man. I'm speaking to you. You motherfucker who was out there saying that. Fuck you, man. You ain't gonna do shit.
The Spirit of the Most High made him say it anyway.
Exactly. You ain't gonna do shit. We ain't scared of you.
Because Elder Apostle Rakar says that's what they're gonna. He says Elder Apostle Rakar, from the time I come in this truth, I woke up to this truth. I remember Elder Apostle Rakar saying that's what they said. That's what they are gonna do.
Yeah.
And
prophecy.
And it's prophecy, and he's always going into that side of his spirit, saying you might not have your your pajamas on, and you kicking the door. You might be with a woman. So that's the Spirit made him say that. You're fulfilling what the elders have been saying from over 35 years before we was around.
Beautiful. I'm gonna get a quick precept. Bear me. What just came into my mind is when Yahushua
yeah, it's funny what you said, isn't it?
And I'm just giving this precept.
He might even be a Jake, he might even be a Jake. Well, Elder Apostle Tahar said that guy Cuomo, you might be a Jake, you might not be though, but you might be, But it's all of the Most High. The Spirit of the Most High is doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Either way, still doing the bidding of his master Esau.
Right.
Right. Alright, so I'm going to bring this out. This is Matthew 27. And Yahushua stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? And Yahushua said unto him, Thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and the elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witnessed against thee? And he answered him never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now, that's half of the part. That's half of the part of the precept that I wanted. But I think it's going to be in a different gospel. But let me just speak on it. Basically, when Yahushua was brought before Pilate, they were all accusing him of doing this and doing that and all that kind of shit. And Yahushua never answered so much a word. But there's a point when Pilate said unto Yahushua, I have the power to either release you or condemn you. And Yahushua said, you have no power over me except that which the Father hath given you. Let me find that. Or do you know where it is?
Well, what's that one?
Where Pilate was saying to Yahushua, don't you know I have the power to release you or condemn you? And Yahushua said something to the effect that you have no power over me except that which the Father hath given thee.
No.
It's in one of the Gospels. Let me try and find it.
It might be somewhere in John. I ain't looked at that for a little while. It might be somewhere. I would have thought it would be in John. But I could be wrong.
Right. It's like it's to delay the speaking, but I just got to try and find this.
I got one. I'll bring this one out if you don't mind. No, I'll let you find it.
But I can't find that priesthood, so I'm going to have to move on. But basically, Yahushua said, you'd have no power over me except that which the Father in heaven giveth thee. That's the same spirit we've got to be in regards to if they dare to try and kick down our doors and round us up. It'll be fuck you, man. Because Esau can't really do anything to us. We're already dead, man. Living life in this world is bullshit, man. There's no happiness here. You can't be happy here because the whole place lies surrounded by wickedness. You can't even have your children. You know what I mean? You have your children, you got to send them into the public school system to be fucking brainwashed.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't. There's no joy here. For the few minutes of joy you do have, there's probably 23 hours of bullshit you have to deal with. Day after day. So let me read this, right? Where was I going with that? I went back and I established how America is indeed Sodom and Egypt spoken of in Revelation. Now, I was going to read 2 Peter because we talked about Lot. I want to go into 2 Peter for a moment. Right, 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter. I'm going to read 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, and it says, but there are false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the power of the Lord, that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Through covetousness they shall refrained words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Right? For if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down into hell, and delivered them unto the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, here's getting to the point, and spared not the old world, that saved Noah the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. Here's the point. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. Now here's the pride of these people, man. These people are these Sesame Street people, I'm going to call them, they're so proud that they have the audacity to take the symbol of the rainbow and use that as a symbol of their movement.
Yeah.
How fucking dare you? How dare you, man? The rainbow is a symbol of the covenant that was made between Noah and the Most High after Noah came off the flood. came down from the flood, for Yahweh to say, I'll never flood the earth with water again.
Yeah,
Right?
I think the Most High judged that guy, you know.
Which guy?
The guy that the founder of the rainbow. Which
The rainbow?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
He put to death in the 70s. I remember bringing it out one of my videos.
That's a good point.
He was put to death. Talbot something, I think his name. I might do a video on that again.
They knew what they were doing, man. They're basically trying to flaunt themselves in front of the Most High.
He probably because of he probably died. I think it was something like the AIDS, something like that. He died a horrible death, man. You know.
Good stuff.
I got a precept for you. What you
Go ahead.
You mentioned earlier, John 19 and 10 says, Then saith Pilate unto him, Speaketh thou not unto me? Speaketh thou not unto me? Knoweth that not that I have power to crucify thee?
That's the one I was looking for. Read that again, Baba Kashar. Call it.
John 19.
Okay.
John chapter 19 and verse 10 says, Then saith Pilate unto him, Speaketh thou not unto me? Knoweth thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee?
Yep.
This is the point. 11. Yahushua answered, Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Therefore he that delivered me unto thee hath greater sin.
That's right. That's beautiful. That's exactly the priesthood I was looking for. For wider for that. And to speak on that, that's the spirit we've got to be in when they try and round us up. If they inevitably do, which they inevitably will, we can't be shaken by that, because at the end of the day, Yahweh controls both sides.
Yeah.
So that guy who's up there speaking like a dragon, making all these bold ass steps, he ain't nothing, man. Ain't fucking nothing, man.
Yeah,
and this is the thing, when they start to try and break into people's houses in America and round them up, some of those people have got guns, man. They're going to fight back. So it's not going to be a simple thing of them just being able to exert it. That's going to cause chaos. You know what I mean? Civil unrest, which is written of in is it 2 Ezra 15?
They
shall go
seditions.
They shall neither regard their kings nor princes. So it's going to be massive. I mean, look what's happening in France at the moment. You've got people kicking up over there because stupid ass Macron, stupid ass Daddy Macron, trying to threaten people to make them take the stabbing jab. So, but this goes to show you how people have been lulled into a state of how do you say, weakness, we should say, because these people think that by walking on the street, painting their faces, holding up their stupid signs, they think that they're changing shit. No, you ain't changing shit. When Esau went around the world, did he go there with peaceful protests to conquer these lands? No, he bombed the shit out of these places. He went there with his guns, with his swords, and destroyed these places through his power, which is the sword. Then he sets up his governments and turns around and says, anybody else who wants to see change, you have to do it through peaceful protests. You have to go there and hold your signs and act a fool while he's there sitting on everything that he's stolen. So basically he's saying, okay, I'm going to do it this way, but anybody else who tries to do it my way, now they're a criminal. You know what I'm saying? This guy's full of shit and hypocrisy, man. And I'm not saying that we should rise up or anything like that, because we're supposed to wait upon Yahushua. Wait ye for me until the day that I rise up unto the prey. All we're supposed to do is teach this word. It's simple, that simple. Be patient, teach this word. You know, we ain't going to do it ourselves because we can't deliver ourselves. No man can save us. We need the Saviour. So, beautiful precept which tied that up nicely. And I'm going to go back to Peter. And it said, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto them that after should live ungodly. And that shows how stupid these people are. And I wanted to make a quick point as well, because I was talking about how they stolen and defiled the symbol of the rainbow. Here is to prove that point. Genesis 9. And it says, Genesis 9 verse